Increasingly apparent that this work is far bigger. Like, it started with like, all right, we wanted to make $1, and it has grown into, all right, we want to collectively grow with the next generation of diverse faces that are going to be, making decisions and allocating capital and building companies. So the fact that you guys are even out here, co-building with us, that means the world. And she says like the biggest like HR philosophy that they have in is like self-management is the most important. So like, hey, if you could just manage yourself, then you're good. Like, that's all you got to do. So they just teach everyone like, yo, just manage yourself. Yeah. It's kind of like a simple principle. It really is. But if everyone is literally thinking about just managing themselves, that does a lot for output, I think. Yeah.
Having the angels camp around us. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
That's a lot of sauce.
I like it.
Yeah. So we sent the first draft of the deck to the lawyers. I think, Jared and John should do some review of that the next 2 weeks so we can get even tighter.
Being considerate to the team, right? Because I think because of the way that I've been operating, I pretty much have almost exclusively been a boss. Not like a boss, but like.
You can say it's fine. Yeah. You can say it's fine.
But it's easy to operate in an isolated mental environment and then selectively choose when I'm going to be a team player, right? And I think you guys probably on that side could clearly see when I'm engaged and when I'm not. And so I like this nugget of like continually staying considerate. Lets me like, hey, we're team players all the time. So we just had our Harlem Capital partner meeting. It was a good one, man. It was a good one. We got a chance to dive deep into feedback. So important for you to sit down with your team and say, hey, here are your areas of strength, and here's where you need to be improving. So we had that sit down, and we just got real with each other, man. That's what it takes to build a team that's tight, that's transparent, and that's especially important when you're on a mission to do something that's going to take, it's going to take moving mountains to get it done over the course of a long time. So anyway, it's going to be a great weekend, filled with a lot of energy, filled with a lot of different entrepreneurs, different investors. If there's any place to be right now, it's in San Francisco for AfroTech. Damn, someone's smelling good though.
Yeah. That's a Lenabo. You're welcome. 33. Plug.
Hold me aside.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here. I saw him today and yesterday. Yo, Bakai.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
John did that thing, John Henry. The way he paused for it, like, still bending down. He forgot something. My name is John.
Thank
2
you
days
for the
ago
love.
was my birthday.
Oh, wow,
So
happy
this is
birthday.
like, I know, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm almost grown up. I know I'm not supposed to, but you are different. And
Thank you so much.
You are so different. You touching a lot of people.
Thank you so
I would
much.
have brought my grandson. He's
Wow.
11 years old. You want to do an entrepreneur?
Why do you want to get into venture? Like, I want to understand a little bit about like why you guys are even intrigued in the space. Yeah. Because I will say this, for sure, the biggest obviously there's a lack of dollars flowing to like entrepreneurs of color and female entrepreneurs and immigrant entrepreneurs. But as we dove deep, it became super evident that the real scarcity is a lack of diverse fund managers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So we need more of us in charge of allocating the resources. Exactly. And that is really the problem that I feel there's not nearly enough attention being placed on. And so the fact that you guys are all out here, hard body, you want to get in the space, bright young minds, like this is when it starts. and my partners who are on the way down here right now, we made a decision as a firm, hey look, we want to proactively loop all you guys in and create opportunities to have meaningful work for you guys to get involved in and actually learn, because I mean this shit is hard.
Yeah.
Like it's hard, it's a lot of looking at deals. There's a lot of, and we can get into the questions, but there's a lot of it that is like the numbers. And in fact, my partner Jared and a few of the cats that are coming through are more number based, but then there's a lot of it also that is more kind of intuition driven, right? So for me, and every investor kind of has their own different approach, but for me, it's always intuition first, and then I'll use the numbers to back that up.
You don't want to scale until you need to scale, and you also don't want to scale until your product is, like the market is spoken, right? Your customers are spoken, the unit economics makes sense, because if you're not making money on a per unit basis and you scale that, you're just going to continue to lose more money. So really understanding, like, am I at the point where I have a very solid foundation, a solid business, my customers, I have enough. He said 10 is like your first, you have 10, 100 really loyal customers who are kind of doing the marketing for you. And then like that's when the moment you can say like, okay, maybe I need more outside capital. And as you talk to other investors, people are going to give you that feedback, right? They're going to say, hey, like, I think this is a flaw. I think it's really hard to scale this way. Like, what if you pivot this way? How's your marketing strategy? So like, I think talking to people will also help you understand, like, are you at that point where it's kind of worth it? Because like giving up equity and not being your own boss is a disadvantage as an entrepreneur. It's something,
scary.
like,
Right.
There's a really good quote, like somebody said, a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs for 3 reasons. They want to make more money. 99% of startups fail, so you're probably not going to make more money, right? They want to be their own boss. If you're a solo entrepreneur, you don't want to scale your business, you'll be your own boss. But if you take VC money, you're not going to be your own boss. And you want to have better lifestyle, right? You want to like not have somebody determine your hours. If you're a founder, you're going to work a lot more hours.
Exactly.
Right. So if you're doing a startup for those 3 reasons, you're probably going to fail.
Yep.
Right. The reason you should do a startup is because you want to change the world.
No, we're not Kapoor Capital that's been around for 10, 20 years. Like, we're some young cats that we came together and we're like, yo, can we pool our capital? Like, it's literally the group of you guys saying like, yo, I got a G, who's got a G? And like you pool your capital. And one thing that I've learned is it's not so much about the scale of the investment or what have you when you start. It's more so, irrespective of the scale, is getting in the process of doing it. So just you guys getting into the mental space of looking at companies, of evaluating founders, of like all of a sudden, as time goes on, you start kind of internalizing experientially what it feels like when you speak to someone that's fully committed. Raising capital fundamentally comes down to one thing, and that is transferring certainty from you, the entrepreneur, to the investor. If you're not certain about your deal, you should not be out there raising money. If you're not certain about the company, about the piece of real estate, but if you're certain about the deal, then your job is to transfer that certainty to someone who doesn't know you, or maybe does know you, but needs to learn more or whatever. Whoever's on the other side of the table, you have to transfer that certainty. And you do that by inspiring confidence. So when an investor has a question, you cannot believe how much momentum you lose in the eyes of the investor if they ask you a question, like a basic question, and you're fumbling. That lets me know, he's not certain, she's not certain. Biggest gap is not necessarily a lack of resources, it's a lack of awareness about how to find these resources and activate them. Because there's a lot of idle resources out there that are just waiting there. And if we are equipped with the skill set and the awareness of how to find these pools and tap them, that's when we can really turn, nothing into something. So anytime, I welcome having these discussions, anytime.
Nice.
Damn, Michigan State got
Rocks?
torched.
Damn.
All right, guys. Well, that about does it for AfroTech 2017, man. This experience has been crazy. As you can see, I'm exhausted. AfroTech provided for the community, for all of us. Look, I think everyone's just leaving here inspired to do more, to be more. And again, we're just honored to be a very small part of this thing, but it's been very real, AfroTech 2017. We can't wait already for AfroTech 2018. See you then.